My name is Xochitl Flores. I also do work under the name of Visión Tolteca. I was born and raised in California, but both my parents are immigrants. My mom is from Zacatecas, Mexico. My dad's from El Salvador. And they came to this country just a couple years before they had me. I was born in Northern California, but I've lived in Southern California most of my life. Then we moved to the Inland Empire, so I've been living in Rialto for most of my life, and came back to San Diego about 5 years ago. That's when I first started really looking for more of my own culture, to be around people with my language and my background and my history. And I didn't realize how predominantly white San Diego was when I was a kid. I just thought I was weird. And so it was really refreshing when we started noticing events at local Border X Brewing and other places. So then just kind of stumbled upon Chicano Park one day and started walking through, and just amazed that there was this wealth of art that I didn't even know about until I was physically here. I've been painting my whole life. I do sculpture. I actually went to college for art, media art and animation, but I didn't really put it to use. I didn't feel like I could call myself an artist. Many blockages that in the year that I've been here, I've been able to work through thanks to the community. It's a blessing and a privilege to be able to be around a community, even more so to participate in the community, and even more to actually contribute in whatever way that I can. So one day, 4 months after quarantine started, I was still very new to the area. I decided to go for a walk and to just admire the murals and just take in some healing from that. And I watched Victor Ochoa walking by, and I recognized him from an event that I met him at. I decided to reach out to him and ask him, how can I help or be involved or begin with the art scene? It's always been a dream to work on a mural. And I by no means thought I was going to be fortunate enough to get to that goal so quickly, and much less it's such a wonderful place and such a meaningful mural. But he tells me, well, do you know how to paint? Yes. I show him some pictures on my phone. He goes, okay, that's good. I'm working on one right now if you want to come and join me. So I did. I was given a tour of the Anastasio mural. It would still be worked on for several months, and fortunately I was able to be there almost every day, at least every week. I met so many different artists. I learned so much from Victor, from Mario, from my friend Hermann, from Cindy, who was our lead. Made great friendships that I still cherish today. I have been since volunteering at Papali Tierra for the free lunches that are distributed on some Saturdays. Also the cleanup at the park, disinfecting, and just general cleanup. And so that also opened the door for me to work on the other two murals, which are here at the bathroom by Patricia and Mex. So that's 3 murals now that I've been able to work on, and it's been a really healing journey for me. And I've connected so much more with my art and my culture through it, that I am forever grateful for the opportunities that have been presented. More than anything, the opportunity to work, because this is very much needed, not just here in this community, but for us as people and on this land as a whole. So I'm grateful to now be surrounded by people with similar passions and interests and drive.
Hello, my name is Hermann Corrales, also known as the Butterfly Man. We're right here at Chicano Park, Barrio Logan Heights, and I just want to say I'm a local activist and art coordinator at Perkins Elementary. I've been working with this community for over 15 years, and it's definitely a place where I call my home. And ever since I was a child, I always walked the streets and wondered who are these great muralists that have worked on this pillar, and I always thought that it would be amazing to meet these people, and on my trajectory of my journey, I have met los artistas, and I have become one as well. So it's been a long dream that I've been working on for a long time, and it's wonderful to see when you actually manifest something and you put in work into something so much, and it manifests into something so great as we have here at the park. I was fortunate to be part of the Anastasio project, and I learned so many things through different teachers. We work with a lot of different educated and well-mentored people that show me a lot of different techniques, different ways of thinking, different ways of viewing art from certain perspectives, and it's good to learn through these masters, because a lot of our old teachers are getting older, and so they're passing this knowledge. And so as an artist in Chicano Park, I grasp everything like a sponge, just documenting and just try to grasp everything, because time is the most important thing, and right now that's what I've been focusing on, is just improving my art and learning as much as I can from our teachers, because they give us the tools, and so we have to take all that knowledge and just replant it back into our community, because right now we're in a time of uncertainty. Now is the time to take action, and now is the time to heal and educate our youth, because we're in very hard times, and the youth are our future. So therefore we need to continue pushing and teaching. This is one of my necklaces that every year for Day of the Dead I take my family to Michoacan, Purépecha, Indígena, and this is one of the necklaces that I have gotten from one of my native friends down there, that they custom make it for me every year. When I go, I get a different one, and eventually they're going to be my daughters when she grows up. But they call me the Butterfly Man, and this has a little bit of my culture, like those viejitos danzantes de Michoacán, with the little butterflies. We have the deer, so it's a mixture of cultures. And for me, I am very embedded with my roots and my culture and my colors and my sabor and my art. For me, an actual holiday is Chicano Park Day. That's one of the things I look forward to every year, and unfortunately this last year we didn't have it. And for me, it's like water. Like, this is my nutrients, my air, my everything. And this is how I express myself through these art, the murals. It's like, it makes me feel good. It heals me when I'm here. And for a lot of people, they consider this just a park, but for me, it's beyond the park. It's a temple. It's Aslan. It's our land. It's what we've been fighting since 1970, and how much we've grown and we continue growing. And I feel like we need to protect this land and respect it, because a lot of people don't know the respect. Simple things like, a lot of people don't know what the V stands for in Barrio C and Yonkes. No, the V stands for victory. Victoria over the police station that they wanted to build over here, the highway patrol. And yet there's still the injustices. I'm here to protect the park. Like, when I see people on the kiosco skating, I kick them out. Whenever there's graffiti on one of the pillars, I talk to my masters, to our teachers, to see if we can clean it up. And we've been part of just keeping the park safe and just making it welcoming for everybody, because this is not just me, it's you, it's hers, it's everybody. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, pink, green. This is our sacred land, and we need to teach our children the history of it, because a lot of people don't know the history of this park, and it's rich in our culture and our history.
It started with just at first it started with a regular collaboration. You had the design for the most part with Quetzalcoatl around the kiosco, and if I remember right, we started working on that because we were talking about healing at the park to begin with. So
yeah.
When the motto was chosen, was it healing the past, educating the present, leading into the future? It seemed to fit, right?
And one of the things that fits perfectly into is, we've been mourning at the park. We've had a lot of people that have passed away. I had one of my students from Perkins Elementary, which I've known and my family has personally known since he was 2 years old. So it was one of our youth that passed away. So talking back about healing and teaching the youth and moving on to the future, we need to educate educate our youth, teach them what the possibilities we have, teach them about schools, teach them about our future, and passing down the keys, just like our maestros have given us the keys to paint these beautiful pillars and murals. And now it's up to us to continue that process and continue the seed to grow, to continue watering, because that's the most important thing right now, rather than to have people from the outside coming into this community. Why not have our own people that are here, that are desperate, that are hungry for this? And that's what I've been doing. I've been working with a few artists. I'll mention one of my kids that I've been helping out right now. His name is Javier Hernandez. He's actually helped a little bit on the poster with certain paints and little colors. And that's all it is give the children a piece of this history, and let them continue building and continue educating and pushing it forward, because this is just the beginning. Like, there's still much work to be done, and part of this is like I said, this is our temple. This is a place to heal. This is a place to make change, like the butterfly transformation. You start off on the floor eating, growing and growing and growing until one day you transform yourself. You lift up, you fly.
So in the original painting was done with acrylic on wood, and we made it digital. So that was my main part. I mean, I did help paint it, but more than anything, it was to make it digital for the poster, and that's when we added the elements of the butterfly, the monarch, and the caterpillar. And we have the caterpillar up above the kiosco because we want to elevate the youth. And if you talk to people around here, especially the kids, and especially the ones that have kids, they'll be the first ones to tell you, like, we need outlets. We need to have the kids have somewhere to go, someplace safe, some place where to put their energy, because part of healing is dealing with your own anger, and there is going to be a lot of anger. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of resentment. A lot of, as you said, mourning.
A lot of bullying from the police. It's not right what they do out here. I've personally seen it all the time, and it's very frustrating, because this is my community, and a lot of the kids that are now grown up, I've known them through the Perkins Elementary since they were like kindergarten. Now they're in their 20s. So for me, seeing my community hurt, seeing my community go through things, it hits you on a different level. It's not just like, oh, what's happening is happening. It's like when you actually know people, when you break bread with people, and you hurt with them, you see the hurt, you see the sadness. And right now, like I said, it's time to stand up, fight for our park, fight for our rights. We need a community center more than anything. We need that right now. We need that like water, like palabra. We need that, and we need that. I'm going to continue saying that and push this, because this is my message to everybody that hears us. We need a community center here in Barrio Logan Heights. We need that like water ASAP.
Going back to the symbolism of the design, Quetzalcoatl, our spirituality was buried for a long time. We've been lied to immensely by it, and learning about our spirituality and the gods as they revealed themselves to us here on these lands is part of the education. So Quetzalcoatl is the source of our sacred wisdom, and is, I think, a guide in how to educate. The kiosco is definitely a symbol of our present, a symbol of the struggle, and what can be accomplished. The future of Chicano Park is thanks to all the work that was done in the past, and that was done with the knowledge and wisdom, and we can continue leading into the future with the wisdom of our elders, and through protecting the sacred images and the sacred symbols like the kiosco. Again, the butterfly and the caterpillar represent that transformation of youth into maturity, and also the freedom to travel on these lands, which is, in great part underrated. There's still so much talk about legally crossing the border when the border shouldn't have been there in the first place. And,
so it's there to divide us and separate us.
Exactly. But again, once you educate yourself, you can start healing not just yourself now, but you can start healing the wounds from the past, and in that way start moving towards the future that we collectively want for ourselves and for our future, our kids.
Well, I'm always here. You can find me on the streets. Palabra, right? I'm here. Like, you don't gotta call me. I'll be here. Kids know me. Everybody just like I said, I'm really community. If you can't find me on cell phone, I work down the street literally. So ask around and you can find me and we can always help. I'm always in the community helping. So.
Well, yeah, I tend to be around here too. You can also find me on Instagram at Untitled. And in terms of getting involved, just show up. Start following pages like Chicano Park Official. Who else? Copalitera does some volunteer work as well. We've got the Brown Berets here. I'm not as familiar with them. Danza is definitely another one of those outlets that is very healing for the community as a whole and for the individuals that work with that. If you come here and you're just open and you start connecting honestly with people, open to learn but also open to share what it is that you have to offer, doors will start to reveal themselves to you, and then if you're ready, you walk through them and then you take the next step. That's really, in terms of getting involved here as an artist and as a community member, that would be my main suggestion, is just start showing up.
I want to give a respectful shout out to one of our founding fathers from Chicano Park, Chunky. I want to give a shout out to Lucero, Fernie, to Brian Romo, and to one of the good homies that passed away too, Sneaky, and just everybody that's put in so much hard work for this park and make it such a beautiful place. And I'm very thankful to be here, and it's a blessing to have this. And this is not the end, this is just the beginning of it. We're next generation, we're taking over this.
Yeah, so I'd like to also give thanks first off to Victor Ochoa for letting me start painting to begin with here, opening so many doors. I want to give very personal thanks to Patricia Cruz, who has also been opening doors for me and has been really teaching me what community is like. I didn't grow up with community. This is a very, very big deal for me, and I'm very grateful to Patricia Cruz, to everyone at Copalitera, for all their love and their support and their guidance, and everyone else that I've been meeting along the way. Mario Chacon has taught me a lot too. I want to thank you too, because you started teaching me a lot about the park to begin with, and I couldn't have done this without you opening up to me. Hector Villegas too has been definitely a guide artistically and with what just community means.
Amazing, his art, like the colors is just, it comes to him so naturally. Like that's what I'm talking about, our culture, how rich that is. And I see as our like maestro, like Hector, he's a prophet. He's like one of our prophets right here. And a lot of people forget. Like a lot of people follow the media or the news or celebrities, and for what? They don't do anything for you. This is our dynasty. This is our bloodline. This goes all the way back to the Spanish, when we got conquered. Everything. This is us taking it out and bringing it back and continue doing it. And as a Chicano artist and as an artist and a revolucionario, es tiempo de avanzar. Es tiempo de luchar. And I say this to every artist: if you're Chicano, raza, indigenous, or lo que sea, it is your duty to bring back what they have destroyed, to bring back all of our images. That is our duty. That's why I'm here. When people ask me, why do you paint? Because they burned our books, because they burned our history. That's why I paint this, because we need to teach our children what we have and what we're capable of and how rich and flavorful our culture is. Viva Chicano Park.